Welcome to Boots and Bow Ties. This is David Locke, and my guest today is Kathryn Smith. She is a local author, and tell us a little bit about yourself and the books that you've written.
Okay. Well, I've lived in Anderson for 35 years and did various things in newspapers and nonprofits, but I started writing full-time about 8 years ago. I've mostly written historical books. I've written a biography of Marguerite LaHand, who was President Franklin Roosevelt's private secretary.
Oh, wow.
And my new book coming out in June, which is appropriate for today, is called Baptist and Bootleggers, a Prohibition expedition through the South with cocktail recipes.
And I'm a Baptist who likes cocktails, so Kathryn knew that was perfect to do today. So
Yeah.
tell us about what you're going to make for
I'm
us.
going to make an FDR Martini. And martinis these days tend to be very heavy on gin and very light on vermouth. You know, there are jokes about just blow a kiss to the vermouth, or you look at a painting of the inventor of vermouth. FDR liked his more vermouth heavy, and actually the earliest martini recipes were half and half.
I've heard that. And, you know, vermouth is a fortified wine.
Yeah.
And it has barks in it and botanicals in it. I've even seen people rinse out the glass with it.
Yeah. Well, it
So
sounds like it'd be good for you, doesn't it? With all
I know,
that
it would have to do something for you.
So it's a very heavy alcohol drink. And you hear about the 3 martini lunches. How did anyone survive a 3 martini lunch?
I can imagine. And tell us, you had told me earlier about FDR would have his cocktail hours, and the lady that you wrote the book about
Was his hostess. He had a cocktail hour every afternoon at the White House with his immediate staff and sometimes selected guests like his adult children, and he called it Children's Hour. And it was just where they all relaxed and let their hair down and told jokes and shared gossip. And every once in a while, Eleanor Roosevelt would intrude and want to talk to Franklin about this issue and other. And he would just tell him to leave because he needed this relaxation.
Oh, wow.
So Missy LaHand, it was his hostess at his cocktail gatherings.
And that's who you wrote the book
And that's
about.
who I wrote the book about. She was an amazing woman. But anyway, so I'm going to do an FDR Martini, and let's see. I need to get my glasses
Oh, yes,
out.
let
Can
me-
you get me a glass out?
let me get
have
that
that
glass
clear
for you.
glass.
The wonders of live television. And we've chilled that in the freezer.
Yeah. Always chill your glass just for a few minutes, and then you run a bit of lemon around the edge. They always say to use your least expensive ingredient first when you make a cocktail. So
Really?
that way, I'm always bad to do that too. But I'm going to do it right today. So we're going to do half an ounce of vermouth.
I guess the least expensive ingredient would be because it's coating the ice.
Well, also if you mess up the drink, you're not throwing out the expensive stuff.
I see. That's
And
really
the professional bartenders are are a lot more clever than we are about that stuff. You know, they know that booze is money,
Exactly.
and and then 1.5. So this is like a 3-to-1 martini. As we were chatting earlier about dirty martinis, and I hate the ones that taste like the Atlantic Ocean, but FDR did put a little bit of olive brine in his.
So just taking it from the jar.
Just taking it from the jar. Some people get really fancy about their olive brine.
I know some people will even make it. They'll make it up and
Another thing I learned, I took a class on mixing drinks at the Museum of American Prohibition in Savannah.
It's in Savannah.
It's fabulous.
Well, road trip.
Yeah, road trip. And they said, I was always shaking up and down,
Me too.
side to side, and shake it until it's all covered with a nice froth, and then shake it 10 seconds more.
I need to do it because it's conducting the cold.
Yeah.
So up and down and side to side, or just always side to side.
Leave it side to side.
Oh, really?
All right,
So
so
it's not a James Bond martini. It's an FDR
it's an
martini.
FDR martini.
Because it's the gin.
Voila.
Well, thank you. Let's see how this tastes. Oh, that definitely tastes like something that it would help you come up with some type of new law if you were at the White House. I think that's really
That
great.
explains some of the crazy New Deal programs.
There you go. Well, Kathryn, thank you
This is fun.
for joining me today, and tell my followers at Boots and Bow Ties the books that you have written.
Okay. The books I have written are The Gatekeeper, which is the biography of Marguerite LaHand, which is still available. Gertie, The Fabulous Life of Gertrude Sanford Lejeune, which is about the most incredible South Carolina woman you've never heard of. She was an heiress, a sportsman, an explorer, a socialite, and a spy.
Oh, wow.
In fact, this is the anniversary of the day she escaped from the Germans over the Swiss border. And then my new book is Baptist and Bootleggers, which will be out June 1st. And I'll be doing a launch party at the Anderson County Museum on June 8th at 4 o'clock. So I hope people will come out. We'll be celebrating Carrie Nation's birthday.
There you go. Well, look online. We'll have all of that information for you where you can get Kathryn's books. They're wonderful reads, and Kathryn's a wonderful person. I'm glad she could come share the FDR Martini with us. And if you haven't already, go to bootsandbowties.com and subscribe for all of our updates.